Good morning, welcome Commissioners Court regular session, March 9th. We have a full quorum present. Carrie, you certified meeting was properly posted.
Sure.
Please rise for prayer and pledges. James Ray.
Father, we humbly bow before you this morning, seeking your presence in this courtroom, that you may guide these gentlemen in the direction that they need to go for the residents of Walker County. Father, we're thankful for all the blessings that you give us. Father, we want to ask for rain. We thank you for the rains, of recent rains that we've received. But Father, we ask for more. But Father, we also know your will is done. It's what's best for all of us. Father, we just ask that you go with us and strengthen us and guide us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas
One state under God.
one and indivisible.
Well, it used to be up there.
Yeah.
Gotta figure out my way around. I didn't see any citizens input. Anybody got any? Perfect. Consent agenda contains 20 items.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda, removing number 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Second. Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Number 4, approve payments of claims and invoices submitted for payments.
Ms. Patricia, on page, 6, it was everything to do with
that on my left.
jail project, the water project. I know if that's complete.
Just how this one here works.
Larry, it is, okay. All right, next one's on page 9, and Larry, I was going to catch you beforehand. Did we switch elevator companies? Sir, did we switch elevator companies?
No, sir. So Brazos Elevator, there are inspectors. We have to have a separate entity for inspection.
The other bunch is actual service.
He is the actual maintenance service.
Very good. That's all I have.
I don't have anything.
Yes. Nope. I'll make a motion, we accept number 4.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Carries. Number 7, approve purchase of training for Pragmatics Works website to be paid from budgeted funds.
Can you tell me what that is, Patricia?
Pragmatic Works is a vendor that offers services over the internet. They have, you can get a membership and you can watch videos on any subject basically related to Power BI and software you would like. They also offer what they call virtual mentoring, which is where you can, when you're working on a certain project, you can buy hours, and they'll have a person sit there and walk with you through the actual processes that you're doing.
This is for what processes are we?
On this one, it is, I'm working on Power BI and setting up all the Power BI products related to Dynamics AX.
Any more questions? Like a motion to approve agenda item number 7.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. Number 8, approve purchase of fractional services, consulting services, Pragmatic Work site contract, HI Government Solutions.
I'm assuming this is the same thing, Patricia.
It's same company, same process, except this service that they offer, it's called, I think, fractional services. That you can actually pay them to do the process for you. So if you wanted them to build a report, you would pay them to do that. Since that's a service and not a training, it requires us, if we're going to spend over a certain amount for services during a year, we have to either bid it out or go through one of the buy board contracts or SHI or whatever. So on these, since they're a service where they're actually doing the work we would need to go through, by board, SHI, DIR.
That's what we're doing here now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Any questions on that? Like a motion to approve agenda item number.
I'll second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. Number 9, approve proclamation 2026-33 declaring March as American Red Cross Month.
Judge, I'd like to read that one if I could. American Red Cross Month 2026 Proclamation 2026-33. Whereas this March, we celebrate American Red Cross Month by recognizing the compassionate acts of people in Walker County and by renewing our commitment to lend a helping hand to our neighbors in need. Since Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross more than 140 years ago, generation after generation has stepped up to deliver relief and care across our country and around the world, bringing out the best of humanity in times of crisis. Advancing this noble mission, the volunteers and supporters now give back through the Coastal Plains chapter remain unwavering in their commitment to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of today's emergencies. And whereas their voluntary and generous contribution shine a beacon of hope in people's darkest hours, whether it's delivering shelter, food and comfort during disasters, providing critical blood donation for hospital patients, supporting service members, veterans and their families, saving lives with first aid, CPR, AED, and other skills, or delivering international aid and reconnecting loved ones separated by a global crisis. And whereas their work to uplift our community is truly made possible by those who selflessly answer the call to help whenever and wherever it's needed, I recognize this month of March in honor of their remarkable service, and we ask everyone to join in their commitment to care for one another. Now, therefore, the Commissioners Court of Walker County does hereby proclaim March 2026 as Red Cross Month. We encourage all citizens of Walker County to reach out and support its humanitarian mission. Signed this 9th day of March 2026. Make the motion to approve agenda item number 9.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand.
We can come, y'all come up and take a picture.
Start signing it that way. Get all signed up.
Close to it. Take a-
Well, I'm gonna just sign it.
Sign it.
Okay.
I'll stand.
Go.
Just need to be blue or not.
Blue.
You know what that does to me, right? My free pens are not blue.
You want to call the bank?
Call the bank and get that fixed for me. You know what the financial does.
Let's move y'all right up here in the front. There you go. And y'all can hold that up there and get us picked. Thank y'all for what you do.
Over a little bit.
Yes.
He's centered.
I stand around.
Yeah, we'll adjust.
Take a couple so everybody hold your place.
Yes, sir.
Try one of these years. I ain't.
I got to the end of this year to get.
I got 9.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank y'all.
Appreciate all you.
We need to come back.
Thank you. You got a few more tries.
You come back to 10.
Yeah, we're gonna come back in Tri-County, a few minutes away from
Okay.
here. We'll go to number 11, approve facility request 2026-36, allowing Huntsville DBA to use the gazebo on March 21st.
This is my normal question. Are they serving alcohol on our county property or not?
I'm not supposed to.
That's not the answer I want to hear.
That's all I know about it. You're more than welcome to pass on it and we'll bring it back.
It's, you know, like I say, I don't think that it's serving alcohol on county property.
Right.
I know that some of the other people have done it in the past. So,
Today's the 9th, so we won't be able to get for the 24th.
Yeah.
So there's no coming back. We can approve it with the condition that there's no alcohol in the gazebo.
that's my motion. I'll approve it with no alcohol. That's
I'll second that.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Carries. Number 12, approve facility request 2026-37, allowing Huntsville Main Street Annex parking lot for overflow parking on April 18th.
and this one pretty well self-explanatory. Surely they wouldn't be serving alcohol there.
It's got Chunkapalooza, I wouldn't think, but we can make the same amendment.
Same amendment goes to it. I'll approve the request with no alcohol to be served at on the annex parking lot.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. Charlie, can I still come out here? Okay. We'll still come back. 21, discuss and take action on the purchase of online investigating services from TransUnion in the amount of $1,788 from District Attorney Supplement Funds 560. Motion.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. 22, discuss and take action to approve Washington Office supply for Senate Bill 8, Sheriff and Immigration Law Enforcement Grant Program. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Which one is this? This is the same as what we did out in precinct 3.
Pretty close. They've
Little
just now
different.
been able to apply for it, so.
Just for the housing part of it.
I'll second it if there's no second.
Ronnie second.
Ronnie second.
Got Ronnie as.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Thank you, I didn't hear the second. 23, discuss and take action on purchase payment of upfitting 2 unmarked cars for SOTA Ultimate Lighting Solution, now $7,824.79.
Good morning.
Morning.
This was already approved in the budget, but this is just an FYI that now we're gonna spend the money, using, buy board contract
Right.
for the unmarked.
I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 23 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 24, discuss and take action on amendment A001 to contract C2360-24-013 ambulance billing and collections.
So the amendment was provided to you guys for review. It is a report that we have been doing all along. When the previous contractor, and they just wanted to carry it over to this contractor.
So there was a bunch of stuff listed, a bunch of services. Is that all new stuff or is it some things added to what's in that list is new?
Same, there's nothing
Nothing.
new that's been added.
Okay, all right.
Same.
Which is 5% contingency.
Yes, what it is, they normally charge 13, but we got them down to 9.
Very good.
All right,
Make the motion to approve agenda item 24 as presented.
second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 25, discuss and take action on order number 2026-35, amending the budget fiscal year in September 30, 2026.
Budget amendments, transferring out of, our recording insurance funds, 119 on the water damage at the, museum. Money coming out of contingency, a $10,000 deductible on insurance, and then, moving money to the building maintenance budget, 7468 for repairs at the EMS. Facilities, moving the money from contingency there and adding the insurance money there, for the repair of the building. In our, central courts, moving 100,000 to each of the 3 courts, for the legal service, and just, want to make you aware that, we most likely will not have sufficient funds budgeted for this. We are already, just about at the end of a 6-month period, we'll pretty much have our annual allotment spent. So
Wow.
you'll see that coming back. Road and Bridge Precinct 2, movement within the precinct, between operations and capital. Precinct, state of Maine, precinct, the projects, the 10,500, moving the sidewalk money that was already approved, be moved. In the county clerk preservation fund, moving money from the legislative funds, available funds to the operating budget, and the same thing in the hard.
Sounds good.
The next page, reporting, $10,051 from disaster relief funds and adding that to the emergency, management projects. And then moving 40,000 from project contingency to the salvage grant project.
All right. Make a motion to approve, order 2026-35, amending the budget for the year ending September 30th, 2026.
So,
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand.
I agree.
26, discuss and take action on purchase of a 2000 Mack truck and 1999 belly dump trailer from LSD Walker not to exceed 41,000 budgeted funds.
Yeah, I think y'all got the backup on it probably, and then he's got a pretty decent old truck and trailer out there. We're gonna try to add to our fleet. We've pretty well run belly dumps 90% of the time to.
Vacation. My motion to approve.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 28, discuss and take action on waiving the 90-day period for health insurance for OEM coordinator. Hired a new coordinator. He's gonna start next Monday. And we've been waiving this for some of the higher up directors that we're hiring. So I'm asking for that.
Can we go ahead and announce who it
Yeah,
is
so
at
it's
this point?
Josh Mizraini.
Okay, so Josh actually got the job.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't have an issue with it, so I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Vote against. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, that's fine.
we've done it for,
Who seconded that?
shouldn't be doing it for everybody else.
Who
I think
seconded?
we are just policy for these upper level positions. Just do it.
Well, don't know that I agree with it. I mean, I hired one that's.
Yeah, he's been consistent voting against
Yeah.
it.
And I'm gonna stay consistent.
It's all good.
And the
So I-
man knows it.
Yeah. I got a motion in a second.
Did that?
I made the motion.
Bill.
Thank you.
All in favor, raise your hand. Motion carry. Oh, all opposed?
I know
Motion
that's
carries.
consistent. You might as well say,
Yeah.
so, you know.
29, discuss future fire marshal's office. Mr. Williams to come and talk to us about fire marshal's office. So at 100,000 people, we have to have a fire marshal's office anyways. I'd like,
Where did he? Oh, I see it
He's
there
right there.
back there. I don't
so I
see
kind of
it.
like Jimmy to talk to us about the perks and pros and cons of fire marshal's office in the county and how it looks and what all it entails. And
All right, I mean, we can go, obviously, there's a lot of material to be covered. A lot of it is statutory. Once you appoint that, once you make that decision to do that, multiple routes, configurations to that office. What I can say is that our office would be more than willing and happy to help support if you go that. We'll advise. We work with the sheriff's department. We've worked with HPD here. They'll tell you that we've worked for them on cases before, so doing investigations here in the county. As the population grows, it gives you the options of, first of all, once you do a county fire marshal, you have to decide investigation wise. Are you going to have a peace officer in that position? Who's going to carry the certification for that peace officer? Then you have the code enforcement side of it. And I just give you an example of where we started in Montgomery County in 1967. This was the first fire marshal's office there, one-man operation. One of the original case files actually makes favorable mention of the sheriff here in Walker County at that time. So they
It's been
worked.
a while, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. You might know that fella. So, and they worked for the sheriff, at that time. So, through the years, as Montgomery County started to grow, they saw the need at kind of where you're at now. You know, as my other role, I work with New Waverly and the EST down there, and the growth that we're facing is just unbelievable. I mean, they're building a house a day, looks like, down there in that new subdivision by me. So, code enforcement is a big issue, gets you ahead of some things. A lot of the concerns will be residential development. You can't inspect single family residences, but you can help control that development in a way that you can protect those single family residents. Primarily, if you go the fire code route, you'll need someone who can do the inspections and the plans reviews. They'll work heavily with your plan review system that you have in place now. Good part about it is if you do plans reviews, you can charge for those reviews to recover the fee or the monies that you would spend. I'll give you a great example. Our office right now is split into two divisions. Investigation division comes out of the general fund because it's law enforcement and that's what they do. All they do is law. The inspection division is paid entirely with fee. Not a dollar comes from the taxpayer. The users of those services pay for that through the fee schedule that's set by the court. So that's be determined. So you would have a cost on the law enforcement side of it, the arson investigation side. You necessarily wouldn't have a cost to the taxpayers on the code enforcement side. So.
Okay.
And with that, maybe any questions that you have specific, what I can tell you is we would commit to, if you go that route, wholeheartedly support, help, assist, get you going. I got 30 years. I know every mistake we've made and I've made a few. And, I know every pitfall that you can fall into with the fire marshal's office. We fell into them at one time or another. So whoever you put in that position, we would help them avoid some of that. So.
As far as from the safety side of it, lot size, would that have anything to do with safety and fire code or not?
As far as
As in, you know, if somebody wants to build a 20-foot lot or 50-foot lot or 80-foot lot,
that goes back to more of the subdivision regulations, or what we can look at in those subdivisions, for example. I'll give you a great example of what we're doing in ESD2 now. The ESD has adopted a fire code. And that fire code requires fire protection. It talks about things that, some of this is also in your subdivision regulation. Emergency ingress for vehicles in case there's a wildfire, everybody's evacuating, you've got a second way to get in. Fire hydrants, all of those things is in the code now. So, and there's some processes there. If you decide to adopt a county fire code, then that, a lot of what the ESD is doing would then be part of what the county's doing. So there's, and it goes back to state law. Once you adopt a county fire code, you kind of lock yourself into a path. I mean, you always could undo that. But realistically, once you go down that road, you're probably never going to say, this was a mistake. And we don't want to have a county fire marshal. I've yet to see a county that did that. I've seen some of the problems with startups that they've had in other places. Primarily, it's been, personnel issues, something like that. But there's a lot of implications starting it. Again, you can affect those residential developments. What is primarily going to apply to your commercial developments, your public buildings, things like that.
You're sitting here trying to get ahead of what's gonna come. So having 3 fire marshals' offices in the county, if we do one big umbrella, cover the counties with the same codes, instead of ESD 1, 2, 3, having 3 different sets of cities, different codes. Kind of seeing where we're at.
Once the county adopts a fire marshal, then the ESDs go by the wayside. I'm pretty sure that they.
Well, from an investigation standpoint, yes. Right now, the ESD does fire investigation. The ESD fire investigation turn over to the county fire marshal, and that person would be responsible for that. Once the county adopts a fire code, then the ESD cannot adopt a fire code more stringent than the county fire code. So what I would suggest that you do at that time, if you have an ESD that's willing to help, utilize that help. And again, I know this is not Montgomery County. I don't want to come off that I'm telling you to do it the way we do it better, but some of the problems that we fixed, we have some ESDs that want to work with the county fire marshal, and we have interlocal agreements with them. They help us enforce county fire code in their area. We have interlocal agreements with the small cities, which is really good. What the developers like, and they've told us this many a time. If I'm developing in the city of Magnolia, just outside the city of Magnolia, I have the same exact code. Because the city of Magnolia has taken an interlocal with the county because they didn't want to have their own development, a whole platform to do development in the city. So they just did an interlocal off the county fire code, and the restrictions are the same. The development regulations are the same. So, city of Shenandoah, city of Willis, Magnolia, city of Cut and Shoot, everywhere the city of Conroe has their own because they're large enough. And it would probably be the same way here with the city of Huntsville. But you could, like city of Riverside, city of New Waverly, all of those things could come into play. Right now, the ESD has an interlocal with the city of New Waverly, and they've adopted the ESD fire code, and we're using that. We're doing that for them in the city of New Waverly. So. it makes it uniform. Your developers will like that. They won't like everything because obviously you're setting some safety regulations.
I mean, we're surrounded by anyway, from the south and what around to the east. We're all there and the
Polk,
west.
Sanderson and Grimes have. No.
So it's coming our way. I think the fact that there's so many are out there for us to compare to, like you say, I've been doing this so long, Jimmy, somebody, but then it's a great idea. You're like, well, we thought that too, but we found out it wasn't, or vice versa. So when on the regulations, usually the local entity can adopt one less stringent. You can be more, what I'm wondering about, and the conversation will come up, will be like you say, ESC requires fire protection in there. So I don't see that countywide requiring fire protection in every subdivision that goes in. So there'd be a lot of work there, but I think it's a positive step forward. I think it's coming, like you say, at 100,000 anyway. So it's coming. So getting out in front of it to me is a good idea with enough time to get a good program in place and put a team together to make it happen. So I'm good for it. I think it's fine.
I said you coming up, yeah.
Yeah, the development's coming.
You're not gonna
And
stop.
I'll throw this one out here and y'all probably, if you look at some of the counties around us that don't have it or scrambling right now, the people show up and they start talking about data centers. That's an ugly word.
Yeah.
And, they tried to drag us into a fight just a little north of us here.
Yeah.
About a data center and no fire marshal and there's a lot of folks are gonna be looking at different ways to develop this county. And by doing this, you guys get to, guide that. You're not gonna stop it. Guys,
How about back south?
Yeah, cause I did see
Let's
some
send them south.
regulations.
you can try to divert them, but
Further south than where you live, what I'm talking about.
There are some counties that have it just set for like a trailer park. So in our ETJs, the city owns those. But they don't see a trailer park as a subdivision like we do. So it gets a little more control back to that part. There's also some that's set up just for solar panels and the data centers. So when we look at that on the bigger side, you get a little more control than said wide open on whatever you build.
we actually, we created an appendix to that. We adopt the International Fire Code. If you do that, I'd recommend that you do something like that. Standardized, it's not something that you created. People can beat you over the head with, you just made this stuff up. It's a national standard. Everybody does it. City of Huntsville does it. City of Conroe does it. So, but when you get into this, we did that mobile home and RV parks, and we actually have some regulations in that county fire code that specifically has some expectations. And the Commissioner's Court was adamant about wanting to have that, so that we have some control over that. Again, it's kind of like herding cats. Progress is coming. But you can at least, put some parameters out there. If you don't, it's just gonna come.
How does the relationship with your office and the city of Conroe work? And I'm looking over there at the Huntsville fireman in the room, and that's where this question comes from. How does that work?
We have a good relationship. We've always prided ourselves on having a relationship with everybody we work with. The bomb squad for all of Southeast Texas, we got to work with everybody, but City of Conroe has their own permitting. But we work with their investigations. They help us when we have a big one. When they have a big one in the city, we help them. We provide manpower. We work events together. When they had President Trump come down to the fairgrounds, kind of an all hands on deck, everybody was there. But so we have events like that. We work together. And what you would do here, I think you would probably want to model it where you work with the city. And I would strongly suggest that you try to mirror your codes as close as possible, because that takes a lot of the ambiguity, a lot of the ammunition they might have. Why do you require something different? If you all can kind of work together, come up with the same parameters, you're pretty much having to tells the developers, here's your standard. It's the same thing that's been done everywhere else in this area. So it keeps you from having a lot of those decisions and debates about, everybody wants a variance. And one thing I would caution is when we talk about this is invariably it's going to come up, well, what if somebody can't do that? Do we give them a variance to the fire code? What we try to do is we don't give variances to the fire code at all, ever. And same thing, we have an understanding with our interlocals, with the cities that we work with. And what we do is alternative methods. The designer of the project can submit an alternative method. The codes allow that. And it meets either the intent of the code or it meets the safety of the code, or it goes beyond that. Doesn't reduce that safety, but it does something in exchange. A great example, you're landlocked, you can't get that second ingress. Well, maybe the alternative to not being able to get that second ingress in for tankers is to provide more fire hydrants. That's an alternative method, and you get to accept that. So if you do go down this road, stress from the first, don't use the word variance. If you can't meet the code, submit an alternative proposal, an alternative method. We'll consider that. That's the way we've always done it, and that's kept you out of a lot of those. You do variances, and you're picking winners and losers. So
Oh, yeah,
that's a big one.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that background, I think, in development, you know about, you never want to be in that position where you're picking winners and losers.
So we talk about the current budget and bring this up and kind of walk.
I did that. Start. Well, so where y'all are at.
I think it's worth the discussion.
I would tell you, just start working on it and see what you come up with.
Okay. We
That's
take a
good,
little
thank you.
time to set up, get codes and.
Yeah.
All that.
Our commitment is we'll support you.
Yeah.
Our office will help any way we can. You need us, holler.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Jim. We'll get to work. Thank you. We'll go back to number 10.
Here?
Approve Tri-County Behavioral Healthcare Proclamation 2026-30, March 21st, 2026, as an intentional intellectual development disability day.
I have a proclamation. I'd like to read it. Proclamation 2026-34. Whereas the month of March was first recognized as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month by President Ronald Reagan in 1987. To bring awareness to the challenges people with developmental disabilities face. Whereas in 2010, Congress passed Rose's Law, which changed the term mental retardation to intellectual development disability.
Yeah.
Whereas intellectual disability starts time before a child turns 18 and is characterized by differences with intellectual functioning, intelligent and deficits and adaptive behaviors. And whereas development disabilities is a broader category for physical, unphysical, and mental conditions inclusive of ID, which occur before age 22 and often presents lifelong challenges. Whereas Texas has more than 500,000 adults and children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And whereas intellectual and developmental disabilities are identified as cerebral palsy, autism spectrum disorder, Turner syndrome, Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, and Willie syndrome. And whereas individual developmental disability respect and have the opportunity to realize their full potential in school, work, and or at home. And now therefore commissioners, Walker County Commissioners Court are helping to raise awareness and understanding of intellectual developmental disabilities and do hereby proclaim March 24th, 2026 as Intellectual Development Disabilities Day.
Make a motion.
My motion is approve the proclamation as presented.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your hand. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera, but everybody voted yes. Good.
We're gonna get a
Send your pen.
picture, right? We're gonna give you the proclamation to hold.
Right, don't have a blue. Yeah. You got blue stuff.
Yep, my hand is good.
Let's check. All right. Joe. All right.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank
See y'all
you.
next year.
Perfect timing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, number 30. Discuss and take action on purchase of a new ice machine for senior center.
You need an ice machine station? You need an ice machine?
Ice machine.
How much money we spending for you?
The quote is like $5,100. I want to thank you for letting us be here. And I want to apologize if you don't have to get in advance. So you have a zip meeting. And as you consider the ice machine, as we consider the ice machine, we want to do a summary purchase since 2020. So obviously, we're not buying the right kind of machines. And I have a huge shout out to Larry and Nate and the rest of our team. He has an excellent different issue with us. And I asked questions about the ice machine. Their recommendation was that we replace our ice machine with a commercial ice machine, similar to or exactly as the one that's a storm shelter that's been in. So we would be thrilled to have an ice machine that would last for 20 years. But as you're considering this, we would like you to consider your investment. One, Meals on Wheels, Walker County, Texas, and this county have had this partnership for over 40 years. Second, our partnership with the county includes us serving as a shelter and feeding emergency personnel in crisis, winter storm, floods, etc. A few years ago in the snowstorm, we were called up to serve as a shelter for seniors when evacuation of the senior living complex became big, lost power for over 48 to 72 hours. And so we stepped in and did that. The most recent floods, we stepped in and we used our handicap vans to move people that were evacuated in Riverside to bring them into Trinity and then turn them to Huntsville and then take them back to Riverside after the storm. And in the most recent one, this one that just happened a few weeks ago, we served the emergency personnel. So we are grateful for the partnership that we have with you. And we want to continue that. And we appreciate the Office of Emergency Management that steps in and allows us to be a part of that. And lastly, last year, we came to court to ask you to look at replacing the 4 exhaust fans on the ceiling or on the roof of the building that was completely broken. And we needed that by a fire shield in the kitchen, but also to pull out the heads. We offered to pay $23,600 for that repair and just asked that y'all consider reimbursing us for $10,000 of that, in which you did. We were really grateful. So again, as you look at this, our partnership has been going on for 40 years and you've impacted the lives of senior adults in Walker County, of the most vulnerable in Walker County. We appreciate that investment. We're asking you to consider to spend up to $2,500 towards that, our new ice machine. And again, you have the, you should have it.
So we ain't got enough.
I don't have anything. That's
It's
why I
okay.
asked you. Okay, so on the.
You brought it this morning.
So is this the only one you quoted? I mean,
Yes, because this is the one that was recommended by, Larry and his team. that
Okay.
works with ice machines throughout. And we have to use ice machine every day, because every meal we deliver requires us to order juice or milk, and they actually have to be cold and be deliverable. So we do this all the time and not only in emergencies.
I mean, if you're gonna buy one, you need to buy a good one. I've done the same thing. I bought a cheap one. It didn't last.
Yeah.
So what kind is this, Larry?
So Hoshizaki is the same brand you got in your shop.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll make a motion to approve. Where's the money coming from, Patricia?
We can take it facility projects.
That's my motion.
2,500? I'll second that.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 31, update on cause number 425CV01252 for executive.
Executive for that.
We go into executive session under 551.07.
Oh,
All right, we're back from executive at 9:50. We were updated by the DAs. They got anything else? All right, we'll go to 32. Public hearing concerning plat number 2026-001, replat of lots 28, 29, block 6, section 2 of the Watson Lake subdivision. Time is 9:50. Anyone here speak from it? All right, Andy?
So pretty simple replat. They're taking two existing lots and combining them into a single. Notice.
Putting them together. Okay, I like that. Putting them in half.
Anybody got anything else?
No.
All right, 9:51, public hearing is closed. 33, discuss and take action on plat number 2026-001. Replats of 28, 29 block 6, section 2 of Watson Lake.
Motion to be approved.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand.
Let's do it.
Motion carries. 34, discuss and take action on Bryant Littlefield request for variance to section A 1.1 of Walker County subdivision regulation regarding plat requirements and request proceed under 232.010 of the Texas Local Government Code to divide 11 acres out of tract 194.03 acres without revising.
So when the original subdivision was created, with a larger acreage subdivision, they farm a lot for under 10 acres. Like a very large tract. One side of the road, which is this tract. Developer kept that, and what they're coming back to do is divide 11-acre tract, I call it 1A, out of that tract. Four, to create 1A. Their request, as you guys are aware, come back to change the lot platted subdivision. Typically would require a replat. Some cases, there's a provision in the government code that allows commissioners court to allow the sale of a portion of a previously platted lot by meets and bounds in lieu of a plat. Court has exercised that a few times in the past, typically related to things that were done a while back, right? And they're trying to clean those up. In this particular case, it's something that they want to do right now, and they're coming before they do anything, before there's any split, requesting this allowance 2.010, which essentially says replat would be required. Court approves the sale of lot 1A by meets and bounds without revising the plat. So the plat that's in a record would still show the whole tract as lot 1.
I'm assuming this house has been there a while.
So Eddie, is this his daddy's house?
Yes, that's his house. He just wanted to try to cut it out.
What is it?
The acreage, the size of acreage is directly proportionate to the price and cost of surveying.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 200 acres, to survey 200 acres to give parents the 11 acres.
A little bit different there.
Yeah, the house was one of the first houses built. But
There would be at least two. I never say only two.
Yeah.
Smarter than me. To accomplish not surveying the remaining acreage, one would be a waiver on our requirement to show the other tract, the remaining tract. So the plat would only include this, if you're looking at right here. And then you would grant a variance to having to show the remainder of that other tract. The second one, 232.010, where you're granting a waiver to the replat altogether. He's requested that option.
So
what about the other house on the 194? His house is also included in the 194, right, Eddie?
Right, that's his. On the closer to 247.
Yeah.
This wouldn't waive any of their requirements, for example, the on-site wastewater or those kinds of things would still be in play. But it would, if you grant it, it would mean that I'm not going to be seeking for compliance. We would not be seeking a plat.
Okay.
If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, but I don't believe that this would preclude if you just say that if he wants to buy another one out, this doesn't mean he doesn't have to go back through it.
No, this would be only for
He
this.
still has to go replat it if he wants to cut another track out. It's just a one specific.
Eddie, do you know if he has strong objection if the court waived the showing of that remainder, but still required the plat on this?
Do what now?
If you did a plat that just showed this, did a replat that just showed this, but didn't show the total boundary of the remainder, they gave that variance? Is that objectionable to him?
I don't think so. I think the whole.
I mean, that would be-
Mainly.
We've done that quite a bit in the past. I mean.
Yeah, you have granted that variance to us when it's a very large track, a small track coming out of it, you've granted that variance in the past several times.
So they kept everything on the left-hand side of the road for the most part, right?
Right,
remember
everything
it.
you've got in his parents have are out of that 194 acres, which is off of 75.
I guess I hadn't talked to them, so are they assuming they're gonna try to sell this house, or is that?
No, I think, well.
They're just trying to cut it out.
Can't really address that because
No.
I'm just assuming it might be for financial purposes or
Yeah.
for mortgage purposes. I don't know.
What do you think, Andy? I mean, we've done the other as far as making them plat the one track.
Right.
Exception not to have to survey the whole
The
other.
replat going of record with the variances, then you have in the clerk's office, the revision is recorded so that.
Yeah.
Somebody goes to look it up, they find the revision to the original plat recorded. They could apply to do it as a minor plat even.
Yeah.
Because it's only 2 lots. Especially if they're not having to show the rest of the track. If they're having to show the rest of the track, problem is to get something to scale, he's gonna have to do a major plat.
Yeah.
And maybe even multiple sheets.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to survey it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we allow it as a minor plat with the variance on showing the remainder of this track, it is, I'll remind the court on built a private maintained road. County standards at the time for the privately maintained.
Well, I guess, Eddie, would you be willing to go back and proposition this part of it and see
As far as what?
as far as?
Doing a minor plat with if the court grants a variance to show the remainder of the parent track and just show the lot coming
I've done
in,
that on the
basically
plat.
what you have right here, but prepare it as a minor plat.
Sure, I don't think that would be a problem.
Like
If
that
you guys
would-
want to grant that variance today, I can write that up for.
Then you wouldn't have to bring it back, right?
Yep.
As a minor?
As a well, we'll bring it back for a footprint, but we could
Yeah.
proceed.
Try that?
I don't think it'll be a problem.
All right.
One thing I'm sensitive more than I used, you mentioned that they kept us on, has this track been previously cut up and now this is another cut up out of a track that's been cut up?
I think this is the first track out of track 1 that they've
Yeah.
cut out since they.
They kept half of the original track for themselves. And
Essentially, they kept a gigantic lot to the left.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was 194 acres.
Yeah. All right. We've
But
done,
being as this house was part of that track.
I don't think
It was a
no other
family.
tracks out of it.
right. So it's,
First track.
we've had other people that have, you know, cut one, like he said, we may do another one. And all of a sudden we get to 5 of them over 6 years. So,
Came to a platted subdivision, and it's lot 1 in a platted subdivision is the reason I brought this up.
So if we could do, if the court is good with them doing as an alternative to the 232.010, a minor plat.
Mhm.
And not showing the full remainder, basically what you have in front of you, and then putting that of record.
okay.
I don't have an issue with that. You okay with that, Dan?
Yeah. We can get it into a motion somehow.
I don't know how
So
to
I'll make a motion that we, I guess,
Allow,
allow for a minor plat, not
not showing the
surveying.
remainder of the parent tract.
Yeah, not surveying the rest of the 194 acres.
Second.
Thank you. Moving second, raise your hand. Motion carries.
Try that, Eddie.
Make it work.
35, discuss and take action on exemption number 2026-005 Rancho Spell Bottom LLC family grant to divide 6.2 acres out of 337.685 acre tract for nephew Alonzo Marsh survey.
We have two of these back to back, applying under the exception for grants to family members. It's in our code. The reason they're before court is the land that's provided to us is held by an LLC. The relation of the people that they're transferring. It doesn't have the unique criteria of an individual who's transferring to another individual within the agreement consequently or penalty. They are claiming and haven't checked birth certificates, but they are claiming to be
Is
related.
anybody here for that?
We are, yes, sir.
So are y'all actually,
We are.
Yes.
and like they say on this piece of paper?
We are.
So,
Names for Miss French.
yes, Chesley Womack, CHSLEY. Womack, WOMACK.
Then, Miller Cox, MILLERCOX. And I'm on the 7.2.
And who are y'all?
Say one of y'all's gotta be one or the other.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm on number 34.
35, I'm 36.
Yes.
Where is this on Walker Loop?
Uh,
I mean, on the river, where you get,
sir.
which end of the road is it on?
So it's gonna be on the east side. So that first you take a left there and then you go kind of down past, is the,
Through the bottom there?
yeah, that bottom there, just right up on the hill there.
Yes, sir.
Y'all on the right-hand side?
It would be, if you're headed south, it'd be on the left-hand side.
So,
So it connects to the larger portion of the ranch that has frontage on 1791. There, just right before you get to the river bottom, spell bottom.
you're part of the old Spell Bottom place, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, but the ranch is listed under, obviously, Rancho Spell Bottom LLC, and Andy Flack, our uncle, is the sole member of that LLC.
Okay. All right, now you made the connection, so. Okay, go ahead, Andy. Sorry about that.
Our issue is that, I'm bringing it here,
And the issue is that the statutes say family.
well, our code
Yeah.
mirrors the statute. which
Yeah, it says
talks about
family and this is not a
other
family.
than- So we've had this, I think, once before, but where it was a trust that owned it, right? Trust wanted to transfer to family that were also members of the trust. So that's the reason it's before you guys approved, it's okay to grant this, that it's from a company with this sole owner lead to and meet the requirement if they're the nephew of the consequently or affiliate.
down there on the Court Creek Cemetery, that trust, give it to I remember.
Yeah, it's a little different situation, but yeah, similar. The reason we brought it was similar reason. It wasn't an individual that had the property in their name at the time.
Yeah, and Andy is the sole owner, right? Nobody else is on there
He's the
with,
sole member of the LLC.
okay. You got any major concerns, Andy, or not?
This is administrative from the rule standpoint that the primary issue is
Okay,
you have a company
Right.
instead of an individual.
Yeah.
I think that's a question we have to ask, because I'm not against it, but it's one of those things that could creak open a door if our subdivision rate, like, say, can be assigned to a family member by third degree accounting, or however you say that word. That's not this. This is a company. And the company can.
of course, the company is the individual that is related.
Well, I think that's what we ask. I mean, I know
Yes,
these
I mean,
guys,
that's what they said, and I agree with them, but
yeah,
he is the company, the guy that,
yeah, but the codes don't say it's or a company owned by the family. They
he
say,
may not.
they say a family member.
I agree with you. That is right. That's
Right.
why we're here.
Right.
Because if
Let's throw Gracie under the bus, see what we got.
Yeah, I'm just going
All
by the
right.
motion.
Read her, tell her the statute or our subdivision regulation wording, and then what's happening here, because they just walked in about halfway through this. They didn't catch the first part.
So the. Statute. Or our section on the right copies. What's that? You got the right copy? Okay. Well, this hasn't changed. So under our statute on exceptions, we have
a person makes a conveyance of 4 or fewer tracts, which is sold. So it says a person, each of which is sold, conveyed, or given or otherwise transferred to persons who are related to the owner within the third degree consanguinity or affinity for their personal use.
Personal use.
Yeah, and they said this is their uncle, right, that owns the
Yeah,
property.
but it's an LLC. So that's reason it's here is because, see what I'm saying? If it was in his individual name, it wouldn't.
But the LLC is the one person.
Yes, he is the sole member, obviously for, he does a lot in real estate and timber properties, so.
Yeah, we all know
Your
him.
personal name on
Right, yeah.
millions of dollars worth of tracks.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
have liked to had him here to claim y'all though. I see his name on the paper, but.
Ronnie will claim me.
But
I'm gonna claim you today, right?
Claim me, I'll stop calling him, so.
I made you say it though. We're waiting on legal advice behind you.
Well, I was gonna say an LLC, it's it's member owned, not shareholders also. It's very specific on that. So it's,
He is the sole member of.
right.
Of that LLC.
It's a little more personal than other kinds of corporations where you have multiple shareholders.
Word and all that.
So basically, I'm hearing okay, right?
So Andy is
A
still,
lot of head back there.
Andy is still going to own this tract. Correct? That's what you're telling me. Andy is still going to own this tract. If he's the member, if this is going to, okay, no, it's going to,
Cutting it up by me.
It's going to the nephews.
Okay, yeah.
Plenty of-
okay. This one up here says Rancho, but it is two nephews. So like, I'm not opposed to it, but it's just.
Okay, let's make a motion while you're not opposed.
So we're at the-
I'd like a motion to approve agenda item 35. And it's.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise.
Seconded that?
Brandon.
Okay.
All opposed?
I'm going to vote against it. It's going to pass and vote against it just because I think we need to clarify it. I think we need some, that'll put a little mark.
We got one.
Motion carries.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. You're good.
36, discuss and take action on resolution 2026-006 Rancho Spell Bottom LLC Family Grant to divide 7.2 acres out of 337.5 for a track. Must be the more favorite nephew.
Same motion,
He just makes more money than.
same motion to approve. Agenda item number
36.
36,
Got a motion?
36.
Motion is second, all in favor, raise your hand. Opposed?
I'll vote against this one.
Motion carries. 37, discuss and take action on Ray and Bethany Mayer request for variance to on-site sewer facility regulations of Walker County regarding permit application 2025-0540, lot 18 of Bates.
So this has come to court previously, bringing it back. They mentioned last time that they discovered some additional paperwork.
Yeah.
They dated the home's construction date farther back.
Yeah.
Prior to us adopting the onsite, the first onsite sewage code, they're back before saying, look.
Yeah.
Well is where the well is, but the system have documentation. Like it's here for administrative determination, that the documentation is sufficient. They actually have an old contract an old title document that talks about the construction of the home, the square footage, and everything. It's a pretty rare document, to be honest with you. So that's before, so it's before commission for consideration, for to consider that grandfathered home and then move on with the rest of the permit.
This is your.
Yeah. That was fine. I was glad to see that the stuff came in with. So congratulations on your homework. That was, that puts us in a better spot. I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 37, as presented. Right? She kind of gave me the faraway look. Put a, addendum on there that within 12 months, we have another, your sanitarian come back out at your expense and do an evaluation of the septic area and just give us another note that it's still working fine. Okay. Okay.
That's your motion.
That's my motion.
Got your second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, motion
Good
carries.
deal.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
38, discuss and take action on variance related to development permits under the Walker County plan regulations for proposed development at 27.
Okay, so in general, I'll leave it at court's option. We're gonna pass on consideration of any have any applications finalized relating to variances. However, just what we're like, kind of
go over a general principle that's in code that may impact this in case it comes back to court. You want me to? No. Shut up and I'll go about the business, but there's an application that's pending, it's for the expansion of an existing building that they're going to show was constructed prior. They're intended to show was constructed prior to our floodplain regulation. We're adopting 87.
Right.
So the rule, look at both our local rule, got it highlighted in the definition section. And then also go to page the fourth page in the packet. Fifth page in the packet, it says 4B at the bottom, like this. It says substantial improvement and then defines what is there. And critical.
All right, hold up. 4B.
Where you at?
4B,
4B,
Right,
definitions.
go back though.
Way back up page, right? Got it? Okay.
Equals or exceeds 50% of the market value of the structure.
Right.
And so that may be a vertical addition or maybe a lateral addition, right? So under our rule, the substantial improvement, if it's not a substantial improvement, then when you go to the further end, apply to construction, turn further into
14.
sounds about right. Yes, 13B. When it talks about specific general standards and specific standards, you see that those are all related to new construction or substantial improvement. This is the guidance from FEMA. Same guidance in here, 50% or greater value. Then it explains why they adopted that here. Well, the idea is it's sort of a balance between making everyone fix everything that they do, bringing us to code. So if I replace the shutters and then whole house elevated versus somebody just doing whatever they want to expand the building, and so they drew the FEMA sort of drew that. That's why it's in our code. Came out of the
Yep.
So if the building is expanded, that meets the criteria showing what the current value of the structure is, expanding, they do an addition, it's lateral or horizontal. The lateral or horizontal addition is less than 50% height of structure, that there's not a requirement or a code to elevate. Right? Which is gonna look weird to people in neighborhoods, especially if they just built higher. We got this existing structure, just like we have a substantial improvement section that says if I go in and I spend more than 50% of the value remodeling a structure, then I've got to raise it. And if I spend less than 50% of the value remodeling the structure, I don't have to raise it. So we went through that with a lot of these houses after they were below the 50%, and up elevate above the 50% that they do. It's a fine line, and it maybe looks weird from the outside, but all lines kind of look like that. They're a little bit above it. We haven't rendered any sort of decision on whether or not they qualify for this. But given that we have one of these pending, a lot of these lateral expansion sort of applications, substantial. So take this opportunity. I had a little time carved off, just bring the courts, and you guys got to have an understanding of what's going on.
So what's going on at 27 here?
It's a Carolina Cove.
That's
It's the old marina.
Oh.
And the owner, he had he was aware of the 50%. So he had a independent estimator or whatever come by and say, give him an estimate value on the building, $485 or something like that, $1,000. And he has a quote on his building that it's really just a patio and 4 walls of about 185 or 190. So he's less than 50% of the building on the building structure itself. He has some other things going on around it that we're leaving those out right now, just so he can keep going forward on the buildings.
For the record, our office has an agreement. They've submitted some documents.
Yeah.
Based on our conversations today. That's what we're expecting.
Right.
Most of the claims.
Right.
not a substantial improvement, therefore does not require elevation. Now, anybody's here.
I don't see anybody.
Yeah, see anyone. That doesn't mean that the negatives are, it may be the chance of the structure flooding, is not to elevate, right? And the other negative is that obviously the increase in interest rates, is an interest environment is looking at insuring property, but from a regulatory standpoint, that's what's built into our code.
Yeah.
So just wanted everybody to be aware of that. This is not in everybody's precinct, but because it's something that's different that you don't see a lot, you may get questions about.
I'm not opposed to it because the marina or that building is at like 142 and I think his one he's building, 141 and a half or something, or they're a foot and a half above the highest water's ever got still. So if it was in a place where they had 8 feet of water already, we would probably be a little more skeptical. But this,
But it is in that area where the BLE data, that jack number.
it is. But I think we sit on buyer beware. If your building is 485 and your estimate is 195, you're less than 50%. That's what he brings.
Yeah, I don't necessarily actually work like.
Right.
Regulation.
Pardon me?
Lay all that out. I just.
Yeah. He has all the papers.
Well, because it's strange. The variance on it, I would just, change the bring report up to speed on.
Yeah.
The regulation. Give you guys a copy, so if anybody wanted to accept this one.
I appreciate that. Actually.
I have a question, just in general. Yes. This thing is old.
It's all, we're in the,
Is it still functional?
it's still, well, it's been amended 3 times.
Okay.
So it's patched, old and patched. But yeah, we are looking at,
Like a
we just
patch
came
road.
to our CAB with,
Still friendly.
are looking at a draft rewrite and having the court look at, just,
I mean, as long as it's working, I don't.
Yeah.
it's old and patched.
Yeah.
But we are looking at doing a total rewrite. It's probably time.
Yeah, the ironic part of this is that the property owner's grandfather is the one that signed and put these ordinances in place that he's having to try and to adhere to.
Go back to.
Yeah, Frank Senior County Judge is the one that signed this one. So,
Okay,
so a little irony in that, but there it is.
Yeah.
okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. So,
Pass on 38.
Yep.
Go to 39. Discuss and take action to allocate funds for job posting advertising.
I would like to. Amount not to exceed $1,000. I can pull it around from existing budgeted funds if I need to be able to post advertisements for open positions I've had. Getting the word out about the positions is critical.
It's up here.
Be able to post those positions out on different things, either digital through engineering associations, things like LinkedIn, be able to post those positions. Talk to the auditor's office and the purchasing office about this already. I really just need court's stamp of approval on using the funds in the plan. Don't necessarily need you guys to allocate the funds. Try to use the existing ones I have and move them around. If I want to allocate them, I'll certainly take it, but if not, I'll just move what I've got.
Is 1,000 enough? That's.
Well, I don't know, but it's enough to get started. And then if I need, I can come back. If you want to allocate more, I mean, you know me, I'm trying to spend
Yeah.
the money like it's my money, but.
yeah, I think we
I
allocate
really want to get this out so we get a
Yeah.
good candidate. for
from
this.
budgeted funds. Yeah.
I'm not really getting a lot of feedback from just having it posted on the money.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think I think you need about 2,500.
Okay.
My thoughts. So my motion is going to be to approve you to spend up to 2,500 for allocated funds for job posting advertisement.
Okay.
I'll second that.
From existing or?
From your existing right now and just run them down. If you run out, come back.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Mhm.
All right, public comment. Commissioner's court.
I do want to congratulate Judge, you and Frank and Clint and whoever else took part in that public safety luncheon, first responder luncheon. There was a lot of folks there. It was a great event.